There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief.
Now I'm picking up a...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Ina's... Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Halo Om Jody Purnama, apa kabar?
So it's an
The force is definitely... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. But the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of From what I've been told,
Udah makan siang belum Om Jody?
Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessed...
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Belum dibuka.
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense.
Suruh nyari aura dalam angin.
Time to go.
Sini. Putih baunya dan cirit-cirit. Tuh. Ini.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls!
Nah, hilly churls.
Very strangely.
Ini harus dikalahin.
Something seems to be drawing your attention. Let's take a closer look.
Quiet, man. Gotcha.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff!
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. Well, let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Enggak tuh.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
Dibakar masa.
Mr.
Nggak ada satu
Nagato
orang
kept
doang.
chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've sent... Yes, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised for a practitioner. All the clues that at first seemed I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct,
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But on with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in
Vigilant.
danger.
Aduh.
Time to go.
Why here?
I'm not sure. But on... Show yourself!
Ini yang tadi.
Kaidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Yes.
So it is the same guy, but what's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his, or rather, as a means to occupy Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter.
Ini yang ngomong pedangnya gitu berarti.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. As a descendant of the Kaidehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Ryzen Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya.
Nah ya. Ini si Gokaden itu jadi itu lagi. Jadi Fatui.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, he not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade...
So... swords can become conscious?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from, I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Jadi pedangnya doang gitu yang lawan Shogun.
So Ame no Mayuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
Oke, jadi dukun kerasukan ya.
Hosts. Who cares what happens to them?
Orang
They are
kerasukan.
but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're up!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Ame no Mayuya handed at long last. I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Ame no Mayuya's body, I have found you. And by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaidehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Tuh. Lawan dia lagi.
Everybody stand back!
Quietly now.
Serem. Aduh.
Fine.
With me!
Off we go.
Aneh.
Let's light it up.
I'm going in!
Gak kenal lagi.
Join me and sever that divine light!
Wind strike!
Rewrite history! Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your gloves fully...
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vet. The end result is the same. I will, and even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. By any means necessary and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny.
Your fighting style. It is indeed, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as...
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its move... If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little... In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his...
What of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a...
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you commit even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
Oh, ini. Oh, oke. Bentar. Ya, sebentaran. Ya, bentar. Habis ini kita jalan-jalan ke ini.
Ayo, kan masih ada Tayo. Ya kan masih ada Tayo ya.
Aneh mau apa sih tadi? Oh, itu bikin sama Bibi. Kalau mau dibikinnya sama ayah.
Iya. Pakai nasi.
Mau pakai nasi lah.
Ya. Tapi ayah janji harus suapin Anin ya.
Suapin Anin juga.
Iya.
Boleh, tapi yang bikin Bibi ya.
Sure, you inherited this. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are...
And you should face
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your
Shumagu.
current state. So let
Ada
us make a
Shumagu.
bet,
Ini
and
siapa?
I will put your strength to the test.
Kazuha.
Ini Surely
Kazuha
you're
juga.
not playing.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to
Ini
cross
siapa?
blades.
Siapa ya?
Once we have dealt with them,
Iya.
we shall proceed.
And as for
Ayah
your end of the
Paimon
bargain,
laki.
if you lose,
Ini
you must
ini
relieve
Paimon perempuan. Ini siapa?
Itu katanya itu tuh
This is
katanya
the only
Shumagu
way to
semangat.
save Amenoma Yuya.
Semangat.
If we don't do
Tapi
this,
ini
he'll
bukan.
forever be the
Ini
Blade's
bukan,
puppet.
ini masih Pinul.
The cursed Blade's strength is
Bukan.
currently
Makasih.
very weak.
Katanya
I
si
sense he's
Pinul,
hesitating.
ayah.
The power of the Tatarigami
ayah.
lies in intensifying
Kan si
existence.
Pinul, kan si
Even
Pinul.
if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain
Kita mau
for
lawan
me
dia.
betrays your
Kan
wolf
ini.
ignorant now.
Gede.
Take me in your hand.
Nih, ini jahat apa baik?
Disuruh megang pedang. Lihat deh.
Suruh pegang pedangnya.
Apa itu Kazuhanya?
Nggak tahu kenapa. Kazuha?
Pusing dia. Apa bobo?
Nggak tahu.
I,
Itu kan bangun
I'm okay.
lagi.
Oh,
I
nah.
felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a
Ayo
moment. It's
adu
all right.
suaranya dong.
So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemy, although this blade has endured much turmoil. If a blade built for Ishin art can, if he
Kenapa?
wants to avoid reality,
Kenapa?
then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. We shouldn't let.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers
Hi,
since
Ayah.
the Tsukasa clan abandoned that secret base. It's been held by road.
All right.
What about Amino?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Oh, kita pakai Kazuha nih. Gimana?
Buka.
Suruh kemana tadi? Menoleh ke belakang. Oh, di sana. Oke. Oh, kamu tahu itu di situ?
Iya, kamu lihat matanya.
Oh iya. Lupa ayah, jangan tenang-tenang.
Nah, itu baru tendang-tendang. Kalau aku langsung mau tuh jangan. Nah, ini baru tendang. Lihat tendang. Pedang ya, pedang.
Belum. Itu disuruh ke atas kayaknya.
Ya, gitu aja.
Gimana disuruh?
Gitu aja melayang. Ayo ayah, semangat.
Oke. Kita
Nah,
disuruh ke sini.
si ghost.
Kita lewat sini. Oh, iya.
Semoga nggak
Harus
mati.
pakai angin, banyak sih anginnya.
Anginnya mana?
Tuh udah pakai angin banyak tuh.
Ini siapa? Bennett.
Ini kita ganti dulu.
Si itu.
Siapa ya?
Pakai ini aja nih.
Apa itu? Kayak ayah aja deh.
Enggak, pakai ini aja nih. Nah yang ini.
Shogun.
Ya udah,
Stay close and you will live.
cantik gitu.
Apa namanya?
Shogun.
Iya.
Nah, namanya tahu ya.
Nah, ada ini ya, ada hadiah di sini. Jangan sampai kelupaan.
Leave
Siapakah
everything on
itu?
this journey to me.
Tahu.
Oh,
Saya tahu.
itu tuh pakai Kazuha doang sendirian. Oh, ini pakai pedang yang baru nih. Coba kita lihat pedangnya. Ini bukan Kazuhanya ayah. Price Kishin Blade.
Kazuhanya ayah mana?
Nah,
Oh yang ini kazuhanya yang ayah.
iya, ini Kazuha, iya, ini Kazuhanya yang dipinjemin.
Dipinjemin siapa ini? Yang sebentar apa lama? Itu di iPad ayah. Dia biar mati ayah. Ayo, tangan diikat. Sama penjahat itu tangan diikat.
Mana dia tuh? Dong, kumpul.
Ayo kejar kita. Ayo kejar kita coba.
Ini lagi, waduh.
One with nature.
Waduh, ada lagi.
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Banyak banget sih. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing well, though he's making every effort to persevere.
Udah ya
I do
bersih.
not think he can last much longer.
Ayah. Pedang ini jahat apa enggak?
Lagi jahat.
Hah?
Lagi jahat.
Something else on your...
House, let's keep going.
Suruh maju lagi. Ini di sini ada apa ini? Jangan ada hadiah.
Gak ada ya. Cumanya api hadiahnya. Mau hadiahnya api?
Enggak dong. Panas.
Di sini tahu ya.
Ini nggak kebakar kita di sini tuh.
Sini tahu.
Ini kali. Ini bisa. Oh ini hadiahnya nih. Oh.
Itu hadiahnya. Ada pasti ada ya.
Ada lagi nih.
Tuh di depan coba.
Nggak
Lihat
boleh
di
masuk
depan.
tapi di situ kita.
Coba di depan coba.
Mana?
Coba di
Itu ada lagi yang duduk-duduk.
depan
Itu
ya.
bawa ke dekat api.
Let's get down to business.
Sini.
One with nature.
Coba ke api. Coba ke api ya.
Boom! See no more. The wind knows me.
Sepertinya jahat banget kalau yang
Ayo lupa ini.
Kenut
Dia bagus apa enggak sih?
bagus tuh.
Oh ini berapa? 200.
Tapi aku mau pakai yang
Jangan
ini.
dipegang nih, abis daya bersihin.
Aku mau pakai ini.
Sama aja tapi.
Mau pakai yang ini. Coba ya tekan.
Nah, memulihkan HP. Wow.
Kamu tuh.
Nah, ada lagi.
Jahat.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
Whoa. Something's up with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is. He cannot hold out much longer.
But what would the...
I will be careful with it. He's still trying to achieve.
Kita cari hadiah lagi nih. Ini ada nggak ya?
Di situ tahu ya tuh.
Ini ada nggak? Nggak ada.
Time to go.
Nggak ada. Ya. Nggak ada hadiah.
Bener.
Bohong ayam maaf.
Nggak ada. Oh ini dia hadiahnya.
Wah,
Nih.
iya ya.
Nah.
Pak, iya ya. Iya kok ada situ.
Siapa ini di sini? Tolong.
Pak.
Waduh.
Time to go.
Waduh, kuat banget, kuat banget.
Gede.
One with nature.
Penasaran sekecil
Into the wind.
penasaran Genshin itu sekecil.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Kok ada
Iya.
you okay? It looked like you were
Puyeng.
really...
Yes. And it looked.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again.
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
Nih. Puyang dia tuh.
True form? What are you talking of? Is this the same blade as
Hilang
before?
cahayanya nih.
It looks like a piece of junk.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when it barely needs stating anymore.
Warnanya gitu kan?
Your ambition is a flight of. I finally figured out why it was that you agreed. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, the only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were
Nggak
born.
nyala yang.
Here they are! Take them down!
Ada lagi.
Where do they keep coming? Yup. We can.
Don't worry. I'll use. It's just more.
Ini, ayo kita lawan itu banyak. Pedangnya apa lagi?
Tapi
Astaga, blade.
si Pinul mana si Pinul? Ikutan apa nggak ikutan?
Udah meja makan itu.
One with nature.
End you!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
You fought way better.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels. No, I thought that if I could achieve each...
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed,
Ayang, kok nggak
too
ada
much time has
suaranya sih?
passed. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this
Ini apa?
What?
forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a skill, blade, determination, and desire. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have Tatarigami as a malevolent, though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you
Sampainya masih
I
banyak
resisted
soal
its
dia
temptations because I wanted to save. I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition.
Nanti sore kita ke Indomaret, oke?
You have known this for a long time.
Itu loh.
It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, how could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, do not worry, from here on I shall forge your legacy.
Jangan di sini nanti masuk. Ntar teman-teman Ayah kedengeran. Di situ
How could I go back on my word?
kasih.
Aww.
Boleh.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
Ya. Di kamar dulu juga nggak apa-apa nih.
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Tuh Umi ngantuk tuh, aneh ajakin ke kamar deh.
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it is a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. His frail face barely a newly forged blade lay by his side. Listen,
Wow.
indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith he spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration and hatred, he felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma. No matter how long, all he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by
Pedang
the
terkutuk.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked this blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master.
No.
Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go.
Masih dirasukin.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt but darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition.
You are finally seeing reality.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, but I still cannot bring myself to forsake. So, may I ask you?
Hey! Now you're adding noise into the mix too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. My physical form, as well as the knowledge
His attitude has... What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give it...
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already... Alas, after that, nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-end... You are a fine warrior. I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a...
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and see.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others.
Ini mau pakai iPad? Kan udah tadi.
I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryou.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense.
Duelnya harus megah. Switching. Ini doang, bebas boleh. Nggak apa lagi. Wujudkan keinginan pedang terkutuk.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clack. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking still. Even if he's... Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art, Kaidahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
Cosplay.
It is my honor also.
Lawan lagi. Lu masih pakai pedang yang tadi nggak nih? Oh, turun lagi. Price is Ishin Blade. 14. Sorry.
Time to get.
Hai. Aduh, enggak.
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud, one with nature.
Aduh. Ya itu ada yang bisa.
Thank you, although he appears battered and broken. In his sense of savage cruelty has complete.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience.
Mau apa tuh?
There are a few things that I shall leave.
I must apologize.
You need not seek my. It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed. I beseech you.
Yes, I too trust.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to
Paling
go
kami
there?
nama
I'm
minta
not sure,
ditempa ulang.
but
Kenapa Anin?
time to
Ini
go.
mulas. Enggak.
Mau lihat itu.
It's Yuya. I am sorry to have tried.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
Emang ini rumahnya dia. Kita lagi ketemu
I
dia.
think I
nih.
know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
Ah, iya, Amin.
No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker. I have decided to let him
Dia
do
mau
it.
kemana itu?
Ini mau ngambil ini.
Ngambil PlayStation ngapain?
Mau main juga.
Oh, main juga.
Ayah,
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later.
Genshin selalu ayah.
Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay
Jadi
true
kita
to your
berhenti
promise.
dulu ya mainnya.
Ini berhenti. Kita nonton ini. Lihat tuh.
Kita nonton dulu.
Oke.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable.
Oke, nerbangin pedangnya Anin.
But if I abandon
Yang
the
nerbangin
future to
pedangnya,
give
Nin.
everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything. You mean
Tuh lihat.
Yes,
Wah,
the
iya.
cost is my
Cahayanya
entire
lagi.
consciousness.
Waduh,
Kenapa? Kenapa ya?
kenapa sih Kazuhanya tuh? Nah, tiba-tiba ke... Oh, dia mau ini nempak tuh.
Jadi jahat.
Enggak kan ya?
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now.
Matanya warnanya jadi gitu.
But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once
Oh,
remade,
Randy
it will be a
Rotu.
valuable resource for your
Iya nih,
service.
ada si kecil.
Ishin
bayi
lives
nih.
on,
Ini si
and its
bayi.
finest
Oh, si
hour is
bayi.
yet to come.
Nih,
Even
yang
if I am
mentok.
not the one
Yang
to
ini si
prove
bayi.
its
Itu
to the
mah si
Shogun,
Kazuha lah.
as long as it is an Ishin
Itu si
blade,
bayi.
crafted
kok
by Kaede
jadi jahat ya?
hands,
Enggak jahat. Orang dia mukul gitu tuh.
will still
Tapi kok
fulfill his final wish.
jadi jahat sih?
Enggak ada jahat. Itu udah kelar.
Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan.
Senyum
Over
dong.
the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it,
Malah
yet it
cemberut.
remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin.
Bagus pedangnya.
This name is now yours.
Lama banget
Keep.
main monsternya.
Udah nggak lawan monster tadi udah.
rest in peace?
Anin mau cari. Ayo kita cari monster ya.
Mau lawan ya?
That's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube
Kenshiro tuh
Ishii.
apa kabar tuh?
It was the first time I ever heard his name.
Nanyain kabarnya dong.
It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own
Anin apa
actions.
kabar?
Only in the
Why?
final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he...
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward. Also, speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. Hearing his wish to rival your quest to face the gods and Tracer after everything I've seen. Perhaps these pursuits fascinate.
Anin ditanya kabarnya baik nggak?
Sama siapa?
Sama teman Ayah tuh.
Baik.
I will continue to
Baiklah.
support you from this point on. Know that...
Alhamdulillah.
Shouldn't we also go
Asik.
up?
Oh,
Ayah,
Baik.
And it's
Ani
also
yang
time to
ini
give
ya,
him a
ayah yang ini. Nah, ayo.
Ini kita mau disuruh ketemu orang
Iya.
di sini. Yuk.
Yuk, maju.
Oke.
Nih.
Ini pukul aja ya.
Iya, bos.
Ini ada orang.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous the Tenryou Commission has
Belum selesai
already
baca,
attended
ya.
to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Tama no Mayuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Paimon kenapa itu?
Iya, kenapa?
then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Ih, pedangnya jadi keren ya.
Iya, pedangnya jadi.
Padahal tadinya kan kayak udah rusak-rusak gitu.
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara
Kenapa
clan.
dia gitu?
Siapa Kazuha?
By means of a series of
Ya kan
fortuitous
lagi ngejelasin
events,
pedangnya.
I was able to recover and restore him.
Punya sih.
I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more.
I see.
Ya,
I understand.
Oke.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya.
ayah
That
mau
would not suit me.
monster.
Iya, tunggu sebentar. Dia nanya tuh next gacha siapa nih?
You misunderstand.
Udah dapet kan
That
udah
was
dapet
most certainly
Heizo nih
not
kita
our
ya.
intent.
Kita udah dapet Heizo. Selanjutnya gacanya di gacha di Sumeru aja. Karena abis ini Yoimiya kan, kita udah punya Yoimiya ya Nin. Paling gacanya di Sumeru 202.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Monon
Very
monster
well.
ya?
I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find
Great. Thank you for your
Ini
generosity.
udah kelar nih
Where will you
ngobrolnya.
travel to next, Kazuha?
Lama ya?
I'll probably take as for my next destination. Let's see where the wind takes me.
Masa katanya Kazuha mau jalan tapi nunggu angin bawa kemana, katanya emang angin bisa bawa kemana?
Angin yang Kazuha itu ya.
Boleh. Ini udah selesai.
Mr. Nagato's survival is... We will continue to...
Nah,
Udah.
ayo ya, maju ya.
Nah iya benar, Char Sumeru tuh. Iya nanti kita mau gacha Char Sumeru, karakter Sumeru. Kita dapat pedang baru Anin.
Iya, tapi ayo ketahuan monster.
Ayo. Ntar ayo mau lihat pedangnya dulu. Mana tadi pedangnya? Ini. Buat kita pedangnya. Tuh. Ini pedang yang tadi.
Oh, buat temen ayah,
Buat
bukan
temen.
buat Anin.
Ini kayak apa dia?
Ayah,
Kamu lawan monster. Oke. Jangan pergi. Oke ini. Kita mau gacha kole nanti kita mau gacha.
cepetan.
Ayo. lawan monster.
Yang wolf.
Yang wolf?
Heeh.
Yang wolf.
Iya.
Oke, bentar. Ayo.
Yang
tulis.
wolf.
Ini Ayah lihat dulu. Yang wolf berarti kita harus ke
Kemana?
sini. Ini kan?
Iya. WTWT lawan musuh.
Mampir gua coy, siap. Tuh ada yang mampir lagi temen Ayah tuh.
Siapa namanya?
Namanya Skywise.
Ini anu ya.
Iya. Jadi ke wolf nggak?
Jadi lah.
Jadi.
Gendis. Gendis. Itu ya. Gendis aja.
Oh, cuekin aja tuh dia lagi lihat pemandangan. Wah, terima kasih Om Skywise.
Iya. Ini gini.
Nih kita lawan wolf.
Ayo mana wolfnya? Jatuh ya jatuh.
Jangan dong.
Jatuh kenapa?
Jatuh nanti sakit.
Time to go.
Nanti mati.
Iyalah. Padahal Ayah udah lawan wolf lo kemarin.
Tapi cuma kemarin doang sekarang belum.
Ini cuy, oke, thank you
Iya.
Skywise. Oh,
Tuh.
ya. Nih. Oh, kita nggak bisa pakai ini.
Terus pakai yang mana?
Kita pakai Bennett, oke.
Tapi kan gak mau pakai Bennett.
Kenapa emang?
Aneh
Kita pakai Yoimiya yuk.
enggak. Udah Yomi aja.
Ya kan?
Ya. Bennett nggak usah ya.
Bennett pakai aja, nggak apa-apa.
Nggak
Marah sama
mau.
Sokun.
Enggak suka yang lakian, suka apa-apa di sini.
Ah,
yang ini sama yang ini sama yang ini.
Yang itu belum Ayah lengkapin.
Ah,
Hmm.
ah,
Ntar dulu kita pakai Beidou sama satu lagi Raiden.
Alright, let's go.
Cewek. Oh, cewek tiga.
Iya. Biarin aja. Ntar Ayah mau lihat dulu. Lah, yuk. Ready? Hati-hati. Ini temenan apa gimana Zero tuh sama si Skywise ya?
Takut ayah.
Let's go.
There is no escape.
Ayah,
Cepetan.
beda.
To ashes.
Wolfnya.
Teamwork is true. Time for a light show.
Aduh. Lama ya. Mana dia? Kabur.
Kabur. Ya, belok ya.
Lagi. Tadi dulu nunggu dia kesini. Mana dia? Kabur.
Kabur.
Kenapa? Mana dia?
Katanya mau,
Oh, satu pulau.
katanya mau jadi
Kenal emang kenal beneran ya?
Illusion shattered.
Biasanya ada tikusnya.
Torn to oblivion.
Mati nih.
Eyes
ayah
on me.
mana tikusnya?
Tahu. Mana biasanya ada.
Dia biasanya ada tikusnya.
Mati dah.
Sekarang kita lawan itu ya, yang ada mukanya itu ya.
Udah semua. Ayah udah lawan semua. Kok
Yang ini.
satu nih. Ayah mau lihat si ini dulu. Ini Ayah mau lihat yang ini. Si Heizo yang baru. Kamu udah lihat belum?
Belum. Kalian belum lihat. Saya cuma lihat yang baru namanya Seizu itu.
Ini referensi talenta.
Ayo, mau banget lawan monster lagi.
Nih kita mau lawan monster lagi.
Ya udah, mana? Yang mana?
Di sini.
yang itu dan ngikutin deh. Allah mau dipangku.
Mau dipangku, kamu kan berat. Ya boleh. Berdiri apa duduk?
Dia
Berdiri. Pakai siapa ya? Coba ini aja lah. Boleh review impact gak? Bukan review, kalau liatin aja kali ya. Kalau review orang punya gue aja buduk. Kalau lihat-lihat aja boleh. Bagus banget itu Heizo, tapi sekarang aku belum pulang PT65. Heizo emang keras ya. Banyak orang bilang keras bener. Gak bisa cepet gitu dapetnya.
Fallen leaves adorn my night. Into the wind.
Peninggalannya nih. Aduh.
Keep moving.
Aduh. Mati Bennetnya.
Shine down. Now he shall perish.
Ya, nggak mati dua-duanya lagi.
ya, nentang.
Let's light it up.
Mati.
Wind strike.
There is no escape.
Going in. That's gonna hurt in the morning.
The wind knows it.
Kenapa nih Kazuha? Oke, bentar ya, di sini. Ini 2 kali doang kok. Iya. Ya sekali lagi karena udah habis itu kita ngeliat ini nih punya teman ayah nih. Teman ayah punya Kazuha juga. Itu nanti kita lihat ya di sini ya. Oke.
Another test.
Teamwork is great.
As one with wind and cloud, one with nature. Keep moving.
Torn to oblivion.
Ya. Mati dua-duanya.
Everybody stand back.
Shine down.
Into the wind. Wind. Confess.
Keren sih sekalian nyempuh anak.
There is no escape.
Banget.
Let's light it up.
Ini kan akunnya pakai nama dia.
The wrong test subject.
Mana sih tuh? Nanti kalau main Genshin mau top up minta sama ayah. Jadi antar sekolah ya, ngelakuin makan, mandiin. Oke, kita lihat dulu punya teman ayah ya. Nih. Picture 5541. Ada dong habis ini. Rastagura. Number 1. Shrimp Gura. Apa ini? Kazuhanya selain selected. Kenapa lagi diganti Kazuha? Mana Kazuhanya? Kayaknya levelnya naikin dulu nih om. Oh main elemental ya. Akhir Bloom. Kalau mau main elemental sih udah sih. Kazuhanya adanya miskin Mora, pelan-pelan ya. Zero tuh bang pamit dulu ya Dede. Selamat makan Zero tuh. Ini paling gedenya ya elemental EM doang ya. Kalau main EM sih ini nggak, harusnya sih nggak terlalu peduli amat ya si crit rate sama damage. Ini EM, ini udah EM, dan energinya ada lumayan. Ini EM, ini bagus ya EM-nya ya sebenarnya, jarang-jarang nih. Ini mudah-mudahan EM-nya naik sama energinya. Kalau nggak salah EM tuh ini sih apa? Oh ini bagus nih. Ini tadi ya, beda lagi. Apa namanya? Level ngaruh kalau main elemental mastery. Oh ini aja udah segini kan, bagus. Energinya juga udah cukup sih sebenarnya ini segini. Ini udah, ini udah. Ini cari EM lagi. Udah sisanya EM semua udah tuh. Udah. Selain circlet ya, ini EM udah jadi sih, tinggal naikin level ini. Kita lihat aja ini mana yang naik. Mudah-mudahan aja pada EM-nya yang naik. Ini udah 20. Ini level 20 gede nanti nih, berarti gede nih. Ini karakternya ya, wow, keren. Nah ini Naya nggak punya senjata ini loh. Ini nggak tahu aja, belum dapet. Aduh, engulfing. Wow. Wah, dapat nih. Ini nomor. Wow, dia punya Zhongli. Saya nggak punya Zhongli.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Makan.
But where are those who...
Itu. Wah. Gila, ini pada jadi semua ya. Sapphire sama nih alirannya, sama kayak gue nih, Corsair Sapphire. Karena gue gak punya Vesper ring. Jadi itu sih paling si Ten Traveler Rasta udah on the way. Cuma tinggal ganti circlet doang ya, EM. Misalnya naikin ini sama level deh. Pakai event besok harusnya sih. Osmanthus wine. Itu udah aliran nih. Ini Kazuha abal-abal. Kazuha full damage tapi nggak pasti juga sih. Keren. Ya cuma itu doang sih kalau menurutku. Kalau si EM soalnya mainnya emang level doang sih. Level karakter sama ya, kalau senjata kan makin gede makin tinggi ya EM-nya di Iron Sting. Miskin Mora nyarinya di mana ya? Di itu paling ya, di lelain. Habis naikin Hazel kayaknya gue juga bisa. Oh, masih ada 2,7. Itu udah ada ini baru katanya. Ada world quest baru. Di deket sini. Bukan nih di sini ya? Mana ya? Kok gue lupa. Tadi udah lihat.
Time to go.
Yang ada nenek-neneknya. Tadi rumahnya Ayah apa ya? Jadi Kazuha bulan moral bisa habis 40 perak. Oh, sadis juga. Iya, ada world quest
Time to
baru
go.
nih. Furuta. Furuta namanya nenek ya? Xavier. Bisa bikin film nih. Kenapa tuh? Nah kan film lagi. Ya 40 perak gak nyiapin aksen Kazuha sekarang. Pengennya nge-red anin akun malah pulang. Lumayan, tapi pengen gak sebenarnya? Udah punya belum? Kan mantep Kazuha. Coba ini sekarang Sumeru full skip. Full skip. Kenapa full skip itu karakter baru? Mekaniknya baru lagi. Mau suara C6, waduh Ryzen C3. Kazuha nggak pengen sih, cuma dapat bersyukur. Ya, bagus tahu Kazuha memudahkan lah. Aduh, bikin film lagi nih. Yang Sumeru serius tuh, si Arkonnya mau di skip. Sumeru full skip. Alright. Ada yang main reaction. Kecuali Sino. Itu keren. Itu keren sih emang. Kayaknya ya dari gambarnya, tapi nggak tahu deh aslinya bagaimana, kita tunggu aja. Nah, ini mau pipis. Kalau akan masih lihat dulu kita gimana. Iya sih. Apakah support seperti Archon lain atau single DPS sendirian kayak si Ogun ya? Mau berkelana lagi silahkan, terima kasih. kapan mampir lagi deh. Ini juga kayaknya udah mau udahan sini. Ada yang ngajak ke Indomaret. Thank you Time Traveler Prasta. Keren namanya Time Traveler. Lanjut lagi malam kalau bisa. Si naskah gitu. Oke, lanjut lagi nanti malam. Aku cabut duluan. Terima kasih. Aku cabut duluan ya. Ya. Ntar malam deh kalau bisa. Kalau sempat maksudnya. Yuk, assalamualaikum.